If you've watched the news or been to the grocery store, you've no doubt witnessed the new world we're living in because of the coronavirus. We are feeling fully the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic now. In previous weeks, perhaps it seemed like something that was going on somewhere else, but now with 14 confirmed cases in Lafayette County and 847 in Mississippi and 16 deaths, we are faced with a very daunting reality. We have found that students that go to Ole Miss that are perhaps still in Oxford and test for the coronavirus here in Lafayette County, so our clinics would report that they were a positive case here in Lafayette County, but that number is reported back in their hometown. So if they're from Atlanta, Georgia, then that case is showing up as a positive case in Cobb County, Georgia. So that is what's skewing our numbers somewhat, but I fear that this number gives our community a false sense of security, and I encourage you to please be diligent in your social distancing. As this story unfolds, it becomes clear that no one is immune to the effects, regardless of age, race, socioeconomic status, or geographic location. The social and economic disruptions will be deep and broad and long-lasting. This is when we need each other the most. In the face of an overwhelming tidal wave of bad news and fear, frustration, uncertainty, and a lot of finger-pointing, what we need right now is faith and compassion for each other. We need reminders of what's good about our community and our country, and we need to rise to this challenge. We have made some hard decisions as community leaders and will continue to require further measures as necessary. As so many in our community are facing fear and physical isolation, it is essential that we find ways to connect with others and share our collective knowledge of solutions. We are part of a greater community, and we have a greater purpose to emerge from this crisis with the tools to build a better world. There are people stepping up across our community to do just that. There are churches organizing deliveries to people who can't get out right now to get groceries or prescriptions. There are sewing groups in Oxford making masks to meet the need for our first responders and healthcare workers. There are businesses across our community offering free meals to those in need. There are transit drivers continuing to deliver Meals on Wheels throughout the city of Oxford and Lafayette County. There are cafeteria workers, bus drivers, and teachers showing up to prepare and distribute food to kids across our community 5 days a week. There are first responders and healthcare workers leaving their families every day to protect and care for all of us. There are volunteers at the pantry working 3 days a week to make sure that groceries are available for those who need it most. There are people making kind gestures and finding compromises on debt and payments due that will get us through to the other side of this crisis. There are businesses donating much needed supplies. There are artists and musicians performing free shows for your enjoyment as part of the Yoknapatawpha Arts Council Stay at Home Festival. There are citizens donating to the United Way Coronavirus Fund and supporting local businesses by ordering from restaurants and from retailers that are still serving the community by doing curbside pickup, delivery, and drive-through options. There are citizens supporting local businesses in the hospitality industry by participating in virtual tipping programs that you can find at visitoxfordms.com. There are other citizens checking on disabled friends, elderly neighbors, people who live alone, and just letting them know that they're loved. I even had a message this morning from someone who typically travels for work but is now home for the unforeseeable future, and they were volunteering to mow grass just to help us keep up. Our community truly is amazing. The sense of being a part of something bigger can help ease our feelings of separation and loneliness while ensuring that we are taking care of each other in the best ways that we can. Sometimes we can get so overwhelmed by fear or anxiety that we don't even know where to start to show kindness and compassion. But Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, who knows a lot about being a good neighbor, he may have said it best. We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. I agree with Fred Rogers. No act is too small or too simple to bring someone comfort. Now is the chance for all of us to act heroically. We are a resilient, strong community. In this crisis, I see people caring for each other and our community, building relationships and bonds that will be in place even when this pandemic passes. And it will, and for that I'm grateful. We are stronger together. Thank you.